Mr. Sakurai, the game's director, will reveal this fighter in the final Mr. Sakurai Presents video on October 5th. He'll also show you how to use this fighter, so please look forward to it. It's been about 3 years since the game was released. This will be the last presentation about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I hope you'll check it out. Next, please take a look at this.
Okay, we're fixed. Only had to kill the stream halfway through, so apologies everybody. Haven't really missed anything like big, so hopefully people come back. Hopefully all better. If this is Kirby... dang it. Sorry for the issues, y'all. You can now watch in peace. So it is a 3D Kirby. That was the one thing of like, I think the premise is interesting, but if this was just a 2D Kirby, this would be kind of boring. So that's really interesting. A brand new, actually 3D Kirby. Huh. Shin Megami Tensei I've ever seen in my life. It's possessive to me.
That was the trailer for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. In this new game, you can freely move around in 3D areas using familiar Kirby moves. The setting also appears to be mysterious, filled with abandoned structures from a past civilization. What lies in store for Kirby? The game is scheduled to release in spring 2022. We hope you'll look forward to Kirby's new adventure. Next, we have this to show you. Please take a look.
Oh my gosh, Animal Crossing update. Oh my god, they're finally bringing Brewster. I don't know if that's a good thing to announce, like in a direct, have things that are like, oh, there will be
Since
another
its launch
direct.
in 2020, the Animal Crossing New Horizons game has been enjoyed by many players around the world. New free content will arrive in November. In preparation for its release, we will be airing an Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct in October. In it, we'll go over the content in more detail. Please be on the lookout for the air date of this presentation.
I will. Thank
Let's
you.
move on to more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Is the audio any better for everybody? Hope everything's okay.
2 games, 1 game update, and lots of fun.
2 games.
4!
Oh,
More free
okay.
content is coming to the Mario Golf Super Rush game. Koopa Troopa enters the fairway as a playable character.
Nice
Dish out tricky shots and dashes to mess with the competition. Ninja will also be playable. Take advantage of Ninja's blinding speed to outpace opponents. 2 courses are also being added. These additions will come swinging in as a free software update later today. What's this? An invitation. You're invited to live in a magical world with Mickey Mouse and
Literally,
dozens
not
of
even
Disney
a new one.
characters.
It's just the 3DS one.
Spend time with Disney friends. Craft your own whimsical costumes and furniture.
And this is a
explore
fine
delightful
series,
Disney-themed worlds.
but it's just so weird
All
because,
downloadable
like,
content from the original Nintendo 3DS version is included. Disney Magical World
I
2
hope they announce a
Enchanted
third one.
Edition
Why
soars
just
onto
bring
Nintendo
2?
Switch this holiday. A
Yo!
beloved Star Wars game is coming to Nintendo
KOTOR!
Switch. Blast
Also
off
coming
to
to
captivating
PlayStation.
planets and join forces with Jedi, droids, and outcasts in this blend of action, role-playing, and adventure. Will you use the Force for good, or will you be lured to the dark side? Your choices determine the galaxy's fate in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, launching on Nintendo Switch November 11th. Pre-orders begin today
so
on Nintendo
excited.
eShop.
So excited.
There's one thing you must always remember. Stay human.
Why is
This
Why is this
the
coming
city,
to Switch?
humanity's last stronghold against a virus that turns people into the undead. In the cloud version of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, you'll need to master both parkour and tactical combat to survive in this brutal open-world action RPG. Explore alone, or with up to 3 other players in online co-op as you unravel the dark secrets of those in power during the day. Then plunder the layers of the infected at night. Your decisions will shape the story, but they'll also have consequences. No matter where your actions lead you, there's one thing you must always remember. Stay human. While you're at it, take the prequel on the go in Dying Light Platinum Edition. Scavenge for supplies, craft weapons, and face hordes of the infected in a post-apocalyptic open
I cannot
world.
wait to see what this looks like. on
Dying
Switch.
Light 2
This
Stay
is not
Human
a- yeah.
Cloud version
Second one's a
launches
cloud
on
version.
Nintendo Switch February 4th, 2022. A free demo will also launch the same day on Nintendo eShop. Dying Light Platinum Edition comes to Nintendo Switch October 19th. Pre-orders
That I
begin
can't wait to see
today
what it
on
looks like.
Nintendo eShop. Utility, morality, or liberty.
I'm
In
excited.
Triangle Strategy, a fiery chronicle of war presented in stunning HD 2D.
My apologies.
Your actions will lead you through a riveting story that changes based on the decisions you make.
I cannot recommend this demo
In the
enough,
end,
everybody.
Where will your conviction guide you?
You have gone to the one place I cannot follow.
In response to the survey about the demo released in February of this year, the game has been
February?
fine-tuned with a focus on elements that received lots of feedback. These include adjustments to the difficulty, improvements to on-screen visuals, camera angle controls, the ability to review previous dialogue,
Oh, that is actually nice.
and streamlined game flow and loading times.
It did have kind of chunky loads.
More details are now available on Nintendo.com.
Probably no release
Splendid.
date for
Triangle Strategy will launch on Nintendo Switch March
Shut
4th,
up.
2022.
Why you gotta prove me wrong that fast? And also, it's
Pre-orders
literally
begin
just
today
called
on
Triangle
Nintendo
Strategy.
eShop.
Why do you call him Project? Why you always lying?
You are faced with overwhelming power. Your highest priority should be simply to survive.
I don't know how you're not excited for this game. This game looks great.
There may be a very small opportunity to escape. Don't let your guard down.
Samus Aran, the most powerful bounty hunter in the galaxy, embarks on a new mission to the uncharted planet ZDR. Her objectives? Confirm whether the deadly X-parasite still exists, and figure out why the EMI research robots in search of it have mysteriously gone dark. Early readings reveal that planet ZDR is divided into multiple environments, each with its own elements and organisms. Remnants of the mighty Chozo civilization are also scattered throughout, including evidence that the Chozo may have once called the planet their home. Visit Metroid.Nintendo.com to read Metroid Dread Report Volume 8 for a detailed account of the terrain and life forms you may encounter in the Metroid Dread game. Be sure to view the other Metroid Dread reports there as well. You'll want to prepare yourself for the dangers that lie ahead.
Metroid Dread launches on Nintendo Switch October 8th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
How was that? Up next, we have news about Nintendo Switch Online.
It's only been like 20 minutes.
Many people have been using Nintendo Switch Online since it launched in September 2018. In addition to the current membership, we'll be adding a new membership plan.
But we will not announce that today.
As a part of this new plan's content,
Oh, GBA 64. Yo, that looks trash.
you'll be able to play a collection of Nintendo 64 games.
I hope it's good emulation.
The Nintendo 64 system
Yeah,
launched
they're really
25
showing the
years
bangers,
ago.
man.
I think this system gave many players their first 3D gaming experiences,
Okay, Sin and Punishment. That's
as well
a good
as
one to show.
intense 4-player multiplayer
That's a great
action.
one to show.
With Nintendo Switch, up to 4 people can play select Nintendo 64 games
I mean,
locally
yeah,
or
dude, like
online.
show the multiplayer ones for sure.
Also, with this new membership plan,
was it?
in addition to the Nintendo 64 games,
Oh shit! Also, I just realized that
You
means
can
they're gonna
play a
make
collection
you
of
pay
games from
more if you
Sega's
want the
Genesis
extra
system.
systems. I bet. That's how they're gonna finally like make up for it.
this
That is
means you'll
so
be able
funny.
to play these classic
Yo!
games whenever and wherever you'd like. The new plan will include all elements of the base Nintendo Switch Online membership,
And
as well as the ability to
There we
play the
go.
included Nintendo 64
there we
and
go.
Genesis
How much is
games.
this gonna cost?
This is Nintendo Switch Online plus
expansion
expansion pack.
The expansion pack, dude.
This new membership plan will be added in late October.
I bet you it
Of
launches
course, you'll
with like
still be
less
able
than
to
20
continue
games,
using the existing plans.
including both systems.
Also, those who have an existing membership plan can change over to the new plan.
I've gotta know how much this costs.
We'll share
normal
more
Nintendo
details
Switch
about
Online
this
is pretty
new
cheap.
membership plan at a later time, including the exact release date and pricing information.
I gotta
For
say, I
now,
feel bad for
however, we'd like to
Kirby
announce the
leaking.
games that will be available when it launches.
Hey, here we go. Yeah, there we go.
You'll be able to play
Win
the Nintendo
back.
64 games
What
shown
a
here,
weird choice.
as well as these Genesis games.
It's fine.
We'll also continue adding more Nintendo 64 games such as The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and
Yo,
F-Zero X,
F-Zero,
as well as
baby.
other Nintendo 64 and Genesis games
Pokemon
going forward.
Snap! There you go, Kirby. Paper Mario. I don't know why these are. Whoa!
Furthermore, we've prepared
Bingo!
Nintendo 64 and Genesis controllers to ensure the games can be
No
played with the same style
fucking
controls
way.
from their original releases. Both can be used wirelessly.
No fucking way.
These controllers
No
will be available for
way!
purchase by any
Nintendo
Switch
is selling
Online
a
member.
Sega Genesis controller. What the fuck?
We hope you'll look forward to this
That is
new membership
wild.
plan. Nintendo Switch
Also,
Online
50
plus
for
expansion
one
pack.
of those is insanely overpriced.
Let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Insanely overpriced, but I might have to buy maybe both.
There's plenty
That
to
is
play
so
in these collections.
insane. Castlevania's gotta be first. Damn it.
Cyberpunk meets fantasy in
Oh,
this
it's
3-game
so
collection
wild.
of cult
What a,
classic
like,
RPGs.
not
As a
surprising
Shadowrunner
announcement,
mercenary,
but just what a
you'll explore
weird
a dystopian
announcement.
future where magic has reawakened and fantasy creatures have come back to life. Immersive branching narratives, skill-based character growth, and gripping turn-based tactical combat await in Shadowrun Trilogy, launching on Nintendo Switch next year. The perpetual struggle against Count Dracula continues. Castlevania Advance Collection brings together 4 classic Castlevania games with deathly beautiful graphics and hauntingly epic music. The rewind, quick save, and button mapping features will also ramp up your fight against evil. All regional versions of each game, as well as a gallery mode with never-before-seen artwork, are included.
Art.
Castlevania Advance Collection launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Yeah!
An almighty classic returns.
No. Kid Icarus? No! Huh! Wow!
The classic Super NES game ActRaiser returns
Wow!
on Nintendo Switch.
By
now
Square!
remastered in HD. As the Lord of Light and Almighty
Hell
God,
yeah,
only
dude,
you can save
ActRaiser's
mankind from the
awesome.
forces of Tanzra, the
Don't
Lord
sleep
of Dark.
on ActRaiser,
You'll wage
everyone.
war in 2 phases. First, strike down monsters in the side-scrolling action
Amazing.
phase
It looks
to
hella
liberate the
budget,
lands
don't get
from
me
the
wrong.
grasp
It
of
looks
evil.
hella budget.
Master
For
swordsmanship
this,
and
I'm
magic
so in.
to
I
vanquish
loved
all who
ActRaiser.
stand in your path. Then, cultivate the lands you've liberated in the world-building creation phase. It's up to you to decide which structures will be destroyed to make way for new
Would
ones,
not have
creating
thought
a
scored
flourishing
by
civilization.
ActRaiser.
As you do so, your powers will increase, giving you an
Which
edge
was
in
extra
both
funny because
phases.
they did a spiritual successor to
Alternate
ActRaiser,
between the original and
no one
rearranged
cared
versions
for it.
of the
Like, I think it
beloved
was a Sega
soundtrack
published
and
game,
enjoy
too.
brand new music. New stages and new boss battles also await. ActRaiser Renaissance descends onto Nintendo Switch later today.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Also, another thing I didn't notice.
A new chapter is about to unfold.
Baby! My Deltarune spoiler life is now coming to an end. Oh my god. Be out today. Please. Please. You love to see it. Yay! Oh, I saw it for a second. That means it's probably the only thing we're seeing of it today. You know, when I think of Hot Wheels, I also think of Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yo, digital pre-orders! I love pre-ordering digitally! For no reason! Good for you guys. Make that $5. Whoa! Rune Factory, buddy, I'm excited for you. That looked chunky.
How's everything? There are still a few more announcements in today's Nintendo Direct.
Koizumi-san,
Oh, Miyamoto-san. What brings you in?
I wanted to make an announcement, so I was hoping I could step in.
Oh, of
are
course.
we finally getting a new Mario?
Hi everyone,
I mean, I say
I'm
finally,
Shigeru Miyamoto.
but like finally Odyssey 2.
We previously announced that I have been working with the Hollywood movie studio
Oh,
Illumination
no,
and
come
its
on.
CEO
Okay.
and producer
Just
Chris
show us the
Meledandri-san,
trailer.
who are known for movies like Despicable Me and Sing, in making a full-length
Just show us
animated
the
Mario
trailer.
movie for the
Oh,
big
man.
screen.
Can't bring Miyamoto out like that.
Today, I wanted to announce its theatrical release timing.
The 2023?
Ta-da!
Okay.
The movie will be released in theaters in holiday 2022. The release date for North America is on December 21st, and we'll be announcing release dates for Japan, Europe, and other regions at a later timing. It'll be a while longer until we can share a glimpse of Mario in
What?
action on the big screen.
Miyamoto,
But today,
you better come out.
I also wanted to reveal our key cast members who will be voicing Mario and his friends in the movie. Of course, is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt. He's so cool. Mario will be talking a lot in the movie. Please look forward to Mario as performed by the very talented
I don't
Chris
even
Sun.
mind. I love Chris Pratt.
Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy.
What a
can't wait
bland
to see a very
casting
spirited
choice,
Princess
though.
Peach.
Oh my god.
Mario's little brother, Luigi,
I'm in for this.
will be played
Charlie
by
Day is a
Charlie
good
Day.
choice for Luigi. What
I'm
a
excited for you to see this
bonkers
timid
ass
sibling appear
choice
on
for
screen.
Mario and Peach. Oh,
Bowser will be played by the one and only
great
Jack
pick.
Black.
That's a good pick.
I'm expecting a monster performance by Jack's
Oh
son.
my god, why Chris Pratt?
The comedian
Yo,
Keegan-Michael Key will be playing Toad.
my man.
I'm looking forward to great comedic moments. Even though this is a Mario movie, Donkey Kong will also be making an appearance.
What on earth
He will be
is this
played by Seth
fucking
Rogen.
movie?
I'm eager for you to see a humorous Donkey Kong by Seth's son. And of course, Charles
He
Martinet,
has to be in it.
who has voiced Mario and
has
many
to
more
be in
Nintendo
it.
characters in our games over the years, is also involved and will be appearing in surprise cameos in the movie.
Aww, they should have given him like an actual role character.
We also have more incredible talent joining the film to play some of our other beloved characters.
What is this casting
That is all I can
list?
share with you today about the Mario movie. This is a very collaborative project between Illumination and Nintendo. We've all been coming up with all sorts of ideas, and I myself am enjoying
Miyamoto,
a creative
you are
process
fucking
that is a little bit different
wild.
from making games. It may be a while until we can share more updates, but I hope you'll look
Jesus.
forward to it.
They literally
Quick
brought him
sound.
out
Back
just
to
for a
you.
movie.
Please look forward to Mario's adventure jumping into the world of motion pictures.
I'm not, but thanks for the weird Chris Pratt.
Next, we'd like to show you this.
God, what the fuck was that? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. See, the thing with Splatoon's weird. Like, Splatoon's a banger. Of like, it always looks good. It sounds great, and I'm sure it plays super fun. But because Splatoon is Splatoon at its core, you're not really gonna like grab anyone new. There you go, show a single player. That is a great shot. See, the single player of Splatoon 3 I'm most excited for. Yeah, man, it looks great. But it's not like a pop. Like, and they're probably not ending it here. That'd be a really weird choice. Mammalians? Mammalians?
Hello, everyone. I'm a researcher from the Squid Research Lab. I've been meticulously studying the mysterious squids that can transform into humanoid form. What you just saw was the latest research footage from Splatoon 3. Allow me to share a bit of what we know so far. Splatoon 3 takes place in Splatsville. It's known as the City of Chaos. Centered around Splatsville are the Splatlands, a place long inhabited by advanced sea creatures such as squids and octopuses. Buildings spanning several generations are crammed into the city, creating its distinctive
Splatoon is a
culture.
really
In the Splatlands, turf war
gorgeous-looking art
appears to
style,
be a popular
but
activity.
not a great thing to show
Its basic
close-up shots
rules
of,
are
like,
unchanged.
the world. Like,
2 4-player
zoomed in.
teams compete against each
very
other to
low
ink the
resolution.
most area. However, the trend seems to have undergone a major shift, with the existence of new main and special weapons confirmed in the footage. In the latter portion of the footage, we were able to observe activities from Story Mode, the single-player campaign.
Return of the mammalians.
Meaning the reappearance of mammals appears to be the theme of Story Mode this time around. What could this possibly mean in a world where all mammals, except for 2 cats, have vanished?
Can't really say they're all gone. There's 2 cats.
It appears that there's still a lot to uncover. But we'll continue with our research and keep you
This might
updated
be, like,
once
one of the
more
most-
results become available.
Unless I'm really missing anything,
Please
this
look
might be
forward
like
to
one of the
more.
most underwhelmed
Splatoon 3.
Nintendo Directs
Updates
with
to
the
come.
internet. I like it, but
See
this
you
is
next
a pretty whatever. This is like a state of play level Nintendo Direct.
So, what did you think?
So
Splatoon 3, taking place in a new world,
I don't
is
know.
scheduled to release in
what are you all thinking?
2022. Please look forward to future updates. Okay, this is the last trailer we have to show you
yeah,
today.
that's kind of what I
Please
thought.
take a look.
Okay, I really hope this is a banger because the show's had like no surprise. Oh my fucking god! Are they actually doing Bayonetta 3? I'm just gonna shut up. It's gotta be Bayonetta 3, right? Like, if they announce another Platinum game that's not Bayonetta 3.
接敵した距離50対象は北東に向かって移動中遅れこちら本部了解した作戦を開始せよ了解打撃用意撃て対戦車砲用意撃て HQ 対象は無傷効果は見られない理解し効果は見られない
Yep.
Bad boy.
Yo, that hair!
It seems I'm unfashionably late. But
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
ready to give you everything you want.
Just perfect. Absolutely perfect. This looks amazing. I cannot get over the hair and outfit. I love this. That's a great logo reveal. Drop a date! Drop a date, you cowards! Produced. Oh, man. I knew they wouldn't, but I was like, oh! Wait, what? What's happening? Virgil? Bayonetta 3 Virgil?
What you just saw
Bayonetta
was the
3
latest trailer
Virgil,
for
confirmed.
Bayonetta 3. We announced this game in 2017, and we thank you for your patience. This game
We
will
announced
launch
this
next year.
way too early.
We hope you look forward to Bayonetta's new encounters. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
Really? Like, no energy.
Thank you for watching.
No energy at all. Wow. Okay, everybody, if you want to talk about this Nintendo Direct, I've got a lot of thoughts. Yeah, wowzers. I have a lot of thoughts. Let's do this. Jump into the Shin Megami Tensei Network Discord Town Hall, and we will discuss this, because, yeah, got some thoughts. I'll wait till we get other people in here, but let me pop in. Go into that there Town Hall. Bum bum. Alright, everybody, get ready for lots of bing bang boom booms. So in normal tradition, we will be muting ourselves and doing a one-on-one. Mirth Mouser, you were in here first, so I will let you go first. You wrote something very, I thought, appropriate in the YouTube chat that was like, Mario stuff aside, which I don't even think was a bad thing. This was a good direct. I think that you were totally right. This was a good direct, but at the same time,
it's not maybe great.
No, yeah,
it's not knocking anything out of the park, but it's a good, fun direct that had some nice stuff in it.
For me, if someone missed this direct, like if they had to go to work and they couldn't watch this live, I'd be like, just catch up on Twitter. Like you don't need to watch the whole 40-minute presentation. There was a lot of fluff.
Honestly, yeah. I wouldn't say, other than maybe Bayonetta 3, I wouldn't say there's anything you needed to see live. More Splatoon news was really cool. As somebody who really gets into, the lore of the games, knowing that mammals are coming back is actually pretty exciting. Triangle strategy, I'm excited for it. They
didn't even want to pretend like it was called Project. They were like, and also it's just called Project. It's just called Triangle Strategy. It's out. Here's your feedback. Get going for there. But no, the Splatoon thing I want to ask you about, because I think the Splatoon thing is really interesting. Because it's like, Splatoon looks great. It always looks great. It always sounds good. But I think if you're someone who doesn't care about Splatoon, or even if you're someone who maybe likes the idea, but maybe fell off of Splatoon 2, I don't think anyone's going to look at this and be like, oh my god, I gotta try Splatoon 3. Like, even though the single player looks great, I think they always do a good job with their lore and their, story. I think just something about it is, it's like the way the internet kind of complained about God of War Ragnarok, looking like, it still kind of looks like God of War. Whereas Splatoon really just looks like DLC for Splatoon. Sorry, Splatoon 3 really could have just been a big expansion for Splatoon 2.
You're not entirely wrong, which is why I'm personally surprised they are even making a Splatoon 3 for Switch. They genuinely could have just made another DLC. But for the people who really, really love Splatoon, they don't want just another DLC. They want more of the game they love, even multiplayer wise. Like, it's more than just adding new weapons or new abilities. No, we want a new version of what we love. And that's not going to pull in a lot of new fans, you're right. But it's what returning fans really want. And I can definitely see that, because Splatoon 2 is very fun. It really is. But after like 100 hours, you wouldn't mind a really big shakeup.
Yeah, but I mean, also at the same point, I think there's other little things they probably could have done to make it feel a little bit more different. I think they teased mammals returning, but it never really felt like a major way. If the whole thing was there are now mammals you can play as, I think
they would not reveal that too early. There's no chance they would reveal that this early.
Yeah, but I guess because I'm coming at the thing of they did a good job of showing the octopi invasion for 2 a lot in a way that made sense, even pre the Octo expansion. But even with this one, it's we have no new idols, most likely.
I wanted to see the new idols. That I think they should have shown. Absolutely, they needed to show new idols.
So just something like that. And it's really weird. I love the area of the world. I think the way it looks, the world looks really good in Splatoon 3, but I think just because of how much grimier and darker colors it's using, it looks very toned down. It looks very brown and bleak as opposed to bright, flashing color. The idea of having a Splatfest in the new place, I'm less excited in, unless they did something maybe put neon paint everywhere, just because it's so dark and it's so kind of, grimy looking.
We partially only have ourselves to blame because chaos won. I wanted order, but no, everyone wanted chaos.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. I love Splatoon, but I'm such a weirdo of I love Splatoon for 2 things only. I love playing the single player, and I love the Splatfest. Playing the multiplayer is always fun, but it's not enough to get me coming back all the time. But the Splatfest were always a really, really good thing. And honestly, just saying that this game's going to get support for 2 years of brand new Splatfest is honestly enough to get all of the Splatoon 2 fans to come back. Because, if you guys aren't aware, just the stupid hilarity of Nintendo saying ketchup or mayo, and we're going to fight about it all weekend. That's a legitimate thing. That's just the funny, weird miracle of Splatoon. It's this very unique, very awesome... and it's just, the best part about it is it's a super unique shooter still. Even after the first one, playing it doesn't get boring. The idea of showing the new weapons is really, really fun. And I think even the powers they showed, I think of having mechs, I think of the Spider-Man kind of claw thing is really, really cool.
Yeah, that was new.
They have a lot of really, really cool stuff. Oh, god damn it, there's a new SMT5 trailer. Of course there would be a new SMT5 trailer.
It wasn't in the direct. Are you serious?
I had a feeling because all the footage they showed in it was... all of the footage they showed for it was brand new. So let's see. No one spoil it. I'm not looking at the chat if it's a dub.
I'm going to check Atlas's thing.
There is nothing on mine. I'm guessing it was a Japanese thing. Let me take a look. Shin Megami Tensei 5. But yeah, so any other takeaways for you though besides Splatoon or anything things that you were either happy about, let down by, or whatnot?
The Kirby game looked pretty good, but if I had to be honest, I somehow think it looks a little empty. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, maybe it's the amount of enemies on screen, maybe it's the amount going on in the background or foreground. It's it looks good, but it feels like it's just slightly not ready yet, despite that it's probably close to being done.
Okay. And apparently it was just a minute of new gameplay. Was this from the
Splatoon?
Twitter? No, for Shin Megami Tensei 5. Yeah, there's no real trailer. It's just a minute of new gameplay. So I'm gonna pull up.
Oh, okay, I get.
I'm gonna pull up the thing, and we can all watch that and stop listening to Age of Calamity music for 5 seconds. Yeah, that was really, really weird. But yeah, we'll watch that as a unit. I can't imagine a minute of SMT5 footage is really gonna blow me away, but it's here. We're live. Let's get naughty, or whatever the kids say. Here, let's get out of this. Copy you over. Oh my gosh, ActRaiser. Again, makes me so excited.
I guess if I did have something else to mention, although I can see it being disappointing for some, I kind of do think it was a good idea to announce that, hey, we're announcing a Smash character at another time so that hype can build up, everyone can get really excited for the last announcements, and the Smash character doesn't distract from maybe all the announcements they have going on.
Oh, okay. I totally get that, and I actually really do want to talk about the Smash thing. I think the Smash thing is really interesting in terms of a complaint. So, here we go. Update time. The trailer was in the Japanese direct. That makes sense.
That's...
Because they like to do that thing. So I mean, while we were learning about Shadowrun trilogy, they got an SMT5 trailer, so that seems fair.
Well, we had to see Chris Pratt playing Mario. They got to see that.
I bet you Chris Pratt was still in that Nintendo Direct. 100%. I bet you Chris Pratt was still in that Nintendo Direct.
No joke. When I saw that, I felt like I was watching like a video on Twitter that was edited. I was like, "Is this fake? Do I need to refresh the stream?"
Jack Black definitely. Jack Black being there definitely does not help that. All right, I'm gonna be quiet. And we're gonna enjoy a minute. Literally, it's just a minute of new footage, and then we can all talk.
Okay.
悪魔に近づいた人間の本質は、うつしおから隔離用の存在へと近づいていく。
Oh, I'm gonna go back and pause on that.
悪魔が住む魔界と化した。
今の東京を救う方法はただ一つ。
これが魔法人の力。各地より集いし精鋭たちよ。闇に裁きをもたらすのだ。我
が大義を止められるわけがなかろう。そういう約束であったはずだ。次に会ったら敵同士だ。
本当の自分。
よく決断してくれた。
魔法人の使命、起源を目指すため。
Okay.
It really was just a minute long.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I loved seeing Odin, but yeah, if I was in charge of Nintendo, I would have also not included that because
Yeah, it makes sense. Put it in the highlight reel.
Exactly. Okay, so Mirth, before we switch out for anyone else,
yeah.
Any last final words, thoughts, or concerns?
Right before the direct started, I was thinking, like, I wonder if they're gonna port Deltarune Chapter 2, even though it just came out. And I was right. I need to play it.
I'm glad I waited. I was like, I can't imagine they're gonna be that far behind on the console version, just because they know how big of an audience there is. So I'm very excited to finally.
It was only a few days.
I've been staying spoiler free, so.
I'm mostly spoil free. I've seen people make references here and there, but out of context, they don't make much sense.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah, I do need to play it. Okay.
Goodbye. Next up,
I'll let someone else in.
I guess we'll just go in order. I think we had next was Taumi. Taumi, what are your thoughts?
Hello?
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? I can. I heard you for a second, and now I don't hear you anymore.
Hearing me?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I hear you.
I wasn't getting the red. Weird. Okay, so yeah, I think I heard you guys say something like it wasn't the best direct. In my opinion, it was pretty cool, but I do agree there was a lot of filler, for me at least. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't really care about the high fantasy stuff. I don't really care about Mario, but like the new 3D Kirby, which everyone has been saying was going to be 3 years. Bayonetta 3, of course, was amazing. And
Bayonetta 3 was so good that I think people are going to forget that this was probably at best a 7. Like, without it, it was a very low 7 out of 10.
I have a weird thing for Bayonetta 3. They used the font for the subtitles for the JSDF guys. Same font as Phantom Pain, so I thought it was Metal Gear first.
I had like a Vietnam flashback of like, what if this is that? Because Platinum does have a new project coming called like Project Big or whatever. They're doing like a Sentai like monster game, and I was like, oh god. I could believe them they don't do Bayonetta. Just because Bayonetta doesn't unless I'm missing something, I don't think Bayonetta's had Japanese in it before. Like a section in Japan with people speaking Japanese. It's pretty much been a very English casted game.
From what I remember, the past 2 games were in New York, so yeah. But yeah, Bayonetta and Kirby were huge. I feel like they.
I got a Kirby question for you, because when I was saying this to myself, I was curious if other people are in the same boat. Of oh my god, her hair, Bayonetta hair looks so good. But no, the thing with Kirby is I think it being 3D probably is going to help it, because I think Kirby's been in 2D for way, way, way too long.
Yeah, the reason Kirby has gotten stale, and that's honestly why I'm not a big Kirby guy. This is the first Kirby game to interest me since the re-release of Superstar in 2011.
That's been a very long time wait.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. What I am very into is Splatoon. I can't really agree with you guys on that. This one looks stale. This looks like...
No, I don't think it looks stale. I think it's just one of those things of I can already see how people who don't care about Splatoon would not care about 3.
Yeah, but like, in terms of like the gameplay and the new things they're introducing, what they're showing here is a lot more unique than what they had in 2. Like, the special abilities they had in 2 were like fucking thing where the guy jumps and goes down from Call of Duty.
Yeah, I feel like the wannabe kill streaks in Splatoon 2 definitely they were not exciting after like month 1 of the game. Like, it definitely felt like something you could easily forget about.
Well, I mean, they worked well for gameplay. It's just that we've seen them in other shooters. These we haven't really seen a Tachikoma crab in any other shooters. So it's, yeah. I feel like these new weapons that they're introducing might have that same unique draw that the first game had back in, like, what, 2015?
I will say this. It was a weird choice to show the mech on a really tiny map. Like, a super overpowered mech on a tiny map does not yell fun to me.
I mean, have you heard of this little guy called the Kraken?
That's true. That's very, very true.
Hopefully it's not that bad, but yeah, they had a few good announcements. Zelda happened, that was the thing. And then there was the mid-announcements that I'm sure like fans of those series were into, but as you were saying with Splatoon, outsiders may not care for them. And the Shin 5 teaser we missed out on was very epic.
I liked it, but I think this was the first new trailer we've gotten where I was like, you know what? I think we're almost to the point where we've seen too much of this game now. I'm like, that trailer, besides having Odin, I was like, I'm okay. This you're not missing anything by not looking at that trailer.
I get you, but like, again, this is my personal bias.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course, but I feel like that trailer would have worked a lot better than some of the short trailers we got, like for Shadowrun. How many tabletop RPG fans are there?
Yeah,
are there
the weirdest choices with some things of like, I loved that they had something like KOTOR really quickly, but then also at the same time, like, we didn't need to give Dying Light like 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Dying Light is very interesting to me because I think the only other, like, new game that they've made a cloud version of, like, launching alongside the other versions was Hitman 3, if I remember.
No, there's been one for Resident Evil 7 was the first that started in Japan only. Who else did it? There was one...
That was quite a while after the Resident Evil.
True, but there was also one at launch for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's a lot more actually in Japan only, but yes, it's now becoming more of a thing. Guardians of the Galaxy will be coming out next month as well.
Yeah, it's super interesting how they're making this a recurring thing. And they have a demo for this one. I want to try it just to see how they're implementing.
The best part is because they actually... I liked how they promoted it. Like, have a demo for... Dying Light 2, and it's like, well, actually every one of those has to come with a demo. Like, legally they have to, because they can't sell it to you unless you know that it works. Well, sorry, that's not true, they don't have to. They include a demo so that you know if your internet's good enough for it, because if they sell it to you and your internet isn't good enough, then they have to demand a refund, and Nintendo does not do refunds.
Is this a Japanese law? Because
It's less of a law, and it's more of a, hey, we have no internal system for refunds in our store, so let's just do this so that way we don't have to make refunds.
Did they do this for the other Cloud releases?
Yes, every Cloud game has a free trial.
I'm just not knowledgeable.
Any disappointment or any other like little final thing?
Kirby looks a little like Mario Odyssey to me. Like that same sort of style, which I'm not honest. I'm sure many people love Odyssey. I don't. I hope it's more unique than that. I'll say that. Animal Crossing, it took them over a year to add the fucking roost.
Yeah, that... The Animal Crossing direct announcement was a really just weird and terrible choice. Now, like, and I'm sure they're going to add fine stuff, but like, how much do you want to bet that all of the stuff they're adding or going to announce in that direct is all of the stuff that has been in previous games? Like, there's nothing they've really been adding that's like new.
I'm sure they'll add like one new thing and then bring back the police station or whatever, and then announce a collaboration.
Can only hope.
Like that's
well, any other final things before I switch you out with anyone else?
Not really.
All right, man. Well, have a good one. Thanks for popping in and enjoying my technically disastrous stream.
You too. Thanks for having me. I didn't even watch the stream.
Even better. All right. Next up, you don't have to. I've been waiting a very long time, so you don't have to talk. But it'd be nice if you did.
Hey, hey, I'm here.
So what's going on, man? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you? How's your stream going?
I'm good. I'm just I'm in a weird mood of like that was a okay way to spend my time. I didn't like love it, but I also didn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it was like a pretty solid. Bayonetta looks cool. I still need to actually play them. So, and Kirby, I haven't been into Kirby in a while. Last one I played was like Robobot, and I didn't really like it that much.
Really?
I felt like,
that's very rare. I feel like everyone always like says how good Robobot is.
I mean, it was a cool idea, like getting a little robot. I just felt like it was just more of the same Kirby, but now I'm in a robot.
I get that.
But,
what was your big personal one if you had to pick besides Bayonetta? Because I feel like Bayonetta is just such an easy one.
Mario casting. That was the funniest thing. I couldn't even lie to myself. I was just sitting there, and I was just like, "Oh, Miyamoto, he's probably got a nice little game project to show us. Nice little thing he's been working on the side."
I thought I was getting like a joke. I thought a joke was being played on me. Like the whole Mario thing was so weird. Of like, the casting choice is just so fine, but it's also like none of it was cool.
That was like the funniest thing to me.
I never thought I would say these words, but I legitimately thought Jack Black being casted as Claptrap made way more sense than Bowser. Bowser I don't really get. Claptrap I at least was like, okay, I can see where an executive saw like 1-1. Also, like, just like putting it out there that Charles Martinet's in it, but he's just going to be a bunch of Easter eggs. I'm like, that's not going to play like at all as good as like I think. But like also, it's a movie I don't care about. I very rarely care about Illuminations things at all. So it's like including it is like, I get it. They have to, like, there's contracts and stuff, but it's just like, I'll only say this. It was at least more memorable than literally Yoko Taro has a new game and I already forgot that it's a fucking card game. Like, I don't even remember what the name of that was.
I don't play a lot of tabletop RPGs, so I probably won't buy it, but it looks interesting.
The art style's great, but it was like one of those things of like, this will also probably get me like castrated. I had a huge pop, even though I was doing technical meltdowns at the time. I popped harder for Chocobo Racing, otherwise known as not Mario Kart 9. I popped harder for that than the Yoko Taro thing.
Oh, every server I'm in is like really mad at that game, that poor little game, because it's not Mario Kart. So like, just leave it alone.
It's really weird because like Nintendo themselves aren't doing like the traditional sequels you would think, even this late into the Switch's life. But all other third-party devs are like, "Hey, don't worry, dog. Like we got it under control. Like we'll do all the good shit." Like even with something like Rise, like Capcom was super on the ball to releasing a 1.5, which like in terms of what they did with the 3DS and PSP games is not surprising, but considering they were working on Iceborne for a really long time, this seems like a much shorter turnaround time.
Yeah, it was like what was it? Because like I remember last year the game was like huge, and I was like a big update. That's crazy. There was one thing I did find funny, and it was about the online. Everybody was hoping for game. Everyone was hoping for Game Boy, and they pulled the rug and said, "Do you like Rystar?"
Literally, the online one is weird because like the stuff they announced is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with what they announced, but it's like I knew they were gonna do like 8 N64 games because Nintendo thinks they can only like. To be fair, hot take everybody, N64 doesn't actually have that many good exclusives, but like I trust that they will bring them all eventually. Like that's at least a complete library I could see happen really quickly. Weird to just go like, here's 5 other games that's ready to go on our emulator, but we're not going to release them. Like, why not have Paper Mario day one? If you showed me Paper Mario... Yeah, okay, Banjo had a good pop just because, like, that's been rumored. Because I don't know if people remember, that was actually ready to go...
Smash.
That was actually ready to go for the Wii U earlier this year. And then I think that
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Nintendo calendar thing popped up, and it was like Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie are coming to Virtual Console, and then nothing came of it. Everyone was like, "That's really weird." So
it is really weird.
I think it's I think they announced it in a really stupid way. The Sega stuff is funny just for the fact that now Sega has a home to release those for free, even though they're literally selling 2 different ports of like Streets of Rage 2 at this point. I think.
Look on the bright side, you can have 4 versions of Sonic 2 on your Switch. It's amazing.
Yeah, also, why not have every Sonic game? Okay. But, yeah, the one thing I want to end the online talk about, I love the fact that Nintendo is making and selling a Sega Genesis controller and selling it for $50. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Fun. Well, I was, like, concerned how the N64 controller was going to work, because if you remember, the NES 2 and then like you snap them in, I thought they were gonna like snap an N64 controller in half. Like, how the hell are we gonna split this?
I gotta be real though, $50 for an N64 controller, and especially a Sega Genesis, but 50, like, think about it, if you want to play a 4-player N64 game on your Switch, that's $200.
That's insane.
But people will do it. I'm sure people will do it.
They will do it. Look, I would complain, but like I was like buying every amiibo. The only reason I pre-ordered Mario Party 10 was for that amiibo, you know. I'm not one to like judge like character of like, you bought that? What a loser.
Do you still have your Shadow? Do you still have your Shadow Mewtwo amiibo card from Pokken?
I never got it.
Dang.
I was looking for it too, because like I thought that when those cards were announced, I thought they were like really dumb, like a card, ew. But then now I have like a few of them, because I also got Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival for the same reason, just for the amiibo.
Okay, I maybe played Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival like 10 times in my life. I think those amiibo are actually really nice. I do like those amiibo a lot.
No, they're really nice amiibo. It's just too bad it didn't come with a better game.
Very true. All right, man. Well, I'm going to switch out for somebody else. Thank you so much for waiting, and have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, I have completely lost track of who I saw was next, so I go by last one I remember being here. Monoplush. Are you still there?
Yeah.
So, Monoplush, first off, how do you feel about Monokuma being in Shin Megami Tensei 5?
That is hype. I am so happy about that. You know, never been more excited in my life for that.
But actual Nintendo Direct thoughts. What'd you think?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I like the Sony one more, but I feel like the problem with Sony is that I feel like they announced projects too early. But with Nintendo, there weren't enough projects to announce.
That's what's weird, is like they had other stuff they could probably talk about, but it's like they really wanted to keep it focused on this year, with the exception of Kirby that leaked. But honestly, even if Kirby didn't leak, I think Kirby still looks like a Kirby game. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's a thing for it. Showing Splatoon, they put a lot of time into showing that game for the second time. It's weird. For something I didn't mind, like, everything they announced, I was like, that's a good announcement. I never had a thing of like, oh my god, that was great. Because even stuff like the Castlevania collection, that's awesome. But also, like, we've known about that for, like, it's been leaked for months.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just really happy that, Konami's finally, releasing more stuff instead of just pachinko games. But with the Castlevania, I'm just glad it's coming out today. That I'm like, hey, we finally got a good drop game.
One that I know, like, young kids are not going to care about. All of the old people are freaking out about ActRaiser. I haven't even looked at Twitter, but I'm sure all the old people are freaking out about ActRaiser. Assuming that's not an expensive game and is not a terrible dumpster fire, please do not sleep on ActRaiser Resurrection or whatever it's called. It looked so good. Janky, but so good.
Yeah, since it's early, it could still look really good. KOTOR, though, I'm pretty hyped for that, though I do find it really funny that they put in that it's the exact FPS from the old game.
Yeah, that was a weird, hey, the whole thing with Asper, the funny thing about the people who are doing that port, it's KOTOR 1 and 2, but the funny thing about KOTOR coming to Switch and PS4, because it is also coming to PS4, and Xbox. The funny thing about that is the same people who are doing the remake.
What?
Yeah, Asper Media, the people who are doing the remake, are the same people who are doing that port.
It's pretty cool. Though, no one's talking about Disco Elysium. Pretty hyped for that.
A lot of, like, ports of old games, too, by the way. Like, this had, like, the weirdest, like... I think Sony going last week and this one happening after, like, this is, like, going to go down in history of, like, one of those weird cases of, like, yeah, Sony had a better presentation than an actual Nintendo Direct. It was really weird.
Yeah. I just feel like because Sony was able to show off more new stuff, more PS5 games and stuff, and Nintendo just showed off mainly ports and not really exciting new games. And, like, for, like, Bayo 3 is cool, but...
Bayo 3 is not Wolverine. Bayo 3 is not Spider-Man 2. Like, they're like, as much as all the Bayonetta fans out there and, like, all the parody accounts are going to be freaking out about Bayonetta, that's also a game they announced almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, like, or take, for example, God of War 5, just even Logan himself, X-Men Origins, that game that came out a few years ago, that was pretty good. And, Insomniac having nailed Spider-Man, I don't see how they wouldn't nail Logan as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, any other final thoughts, comments, or whatever before filtering out?
Pre-order SMT5, it's going to be such a good game.
Just not digitally. There's literally no reason to do it digitally, everybody. Save your money, please. Demonica, you're in the chat talking about the Yokotaro card game that's sweeping the nation with downloads in the 5s. How's it going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like 6 in the morning, and I'm downloading a demo for a direct that's, to me, I don't know. I feel underwhelmed, but that's probably because I'm not very huge on new games. I've been playing tons of old games right now, but man, I'm too much of a sucker for Taro. Even if I don't like this game, I think I'm gonna like the soundtrack. Keiichi Okabe is back, so
yeah, a good direct for music. I mean, we have him coming. We've got Yuzuko Shiro's coming. Like everybody's coming today.
Yeah. I'm mostly excited for Bayonetta 3, but mostly because I don't have anything to be hyped for next year. I don't have a PS5, so I cannot play Wolverine, and I cannot play Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Not
So,
yet. Not yet, at least.
But yeah, I've been avoiding a lot of SMT5 news. I'm just so because I want to get hyped for this game. All right, I've been saving up for like a few months already just for this game. Aside, um, yeah, I'm teaching Deadly Premonition 2 now.
Dang. All right, I won't tell Swery. It's okay.
All right. Okay, there's a reason. I haven't been in Deadly Premonition 1 yet. All right, so there's at least some excuse. But then again, I have so many. This direct makes me want to play my backlog games, but I haven't been Deadly Premonition. Disco Elysium looks cool. Like, God.
I'll say this. This is a weird one of like I feel like people aren't talking about it. Do you think because this is coming out like this year hypothetically, although I'm ready for it to get delayed. Do you think people just forgot that The Good Life is a thing?
A Good Life.
A Good Life. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think no one knows Swery. I mean, even Suda himself, as much publicity that he got, he is basically unknown. All right, and if you're talking Swery, who's gonna know him when Deadly Premonition, his biggest is quote unquote most popular title, is barely cracking any charts, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I love the guy. Like he does a lot of great work and his team for it. Like I think their problem is like
development.
I think it's more budget. Like when they have a really tiny budget and they have a publisher, I think they can make something really special. But like I look at A Good Life and I go, that looks pretty boring. But like I look at something like The Missing and that has a really tiny budget. Like The Missing still looked interesting.
It really depends on what type of scale that they're aiming, you know. I mean, you know, some games like the Silver Case has a very shoestring budget, but they are able to manage it to make at least a very unique visual novel for like 1996 or something. Whereas A Good Life, I think that they're trying to emulate something like, I don't know. Do you know Professor Layton?
Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
Yeah, but they clearly don't have the budget. Just like No More Heroes 3, they have the ambition, just not the budget. All right. I'm gonna get slandered by Jackingus for saying No More Heroes 3 ain't what I expected.
Dang, that's a very specific dig, but I think you are not in the wrong for saying that. So I get that.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If they announced a Warriors game and nobody told me, I'll be very mad. Was there a Warriors game announced in the Japanese Direct? It's a minute long. Let me look at this.
Oh my God! I still need to play Samurai Warriors 5.
This is that one. Oh, it's the one that's based off an anime or something that I totally missed. Okay, so we knew about this. So yeah, this is a Switch probably exclusive Warriors game. The weird thing about this, and unless I'm proven wrong or whatever, this is like a Warriors game, but I've heard a rumor it's supposed to be like free to play. So it's gonna have like gacha stuff in it.
God, please no.
Let's take a look. Yeah, because it's published by DMM Games.
It does have a physical release with CD and a special case and all.
Oh God, no, never mind. It's not free to play. It's $90. It's 8,700 yen. It's definitely not free to play. Wow. Okay.
I thought companies like KT can spot out like a free to play game. I mean, I don't really remember when they ever released like a free to play. Aside from that Dynasty Warrior game that.
Well, no, they messed around with them a lot. Of like, I remember with Dynasty Warriors 8, Samurai Warriors, they would do these things called Free Alliance version, where they would basically let you have the game, but the roster was always changing. You'd have to pay for different features.
Yeah. Okay, now I got reminded by Dead or Alive 6, where you.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You got.
Well, any other final takeaways? Any last thing you loved, hated, wish you saw more of?
I hate the Mario movie announcement. Fuck elimination. I think. Okay, my Voice of Cards demo just finished downloading. I'm gonna try it out, and also Bayonetta 3. I'm gonna play Bayonetta 1 and pirate Bayonetta 2 because I'm not arsed to buy it on Nintendo Switch.
I will say, I actually have not beaten Bayo 2 yet. I've gotten really far, but I got pretty far into the Wii U version, then they announced the Switch port, and then I kept telling myself, oh, I'll beat 2 when 3's closer, and now 4 years later, it's finally closer.
I mean, I haven't been Bayonetta, the first Bayonetta at all. Like, I've been in the middle or something, but because I don't know, it feels I don't know. There's something. I feel there's something wrong with the game, like the control-wise. I think there's something wrong. But yeah, I think I have to finish it. It's a fun game at the very least, and also Vanquish. All right.
Oh yeah, can't go wrong with me. I will say, please report back on the card game. Feel free to @me. I'm very curious, but definitely not enough to download it.
All right, I'm good.
All right, Craft. I'm pretty sure you are the next person up, or at the very least, you are the person who is probably almost as early in the morning or late into the night as Demonica. So, are you still there?
Hello.
Hello. What did you think of this Nintendo directly into our eyeballs?
Chocobo Grand Prix, baby. Let's go.
Man, I would be shitting my pants if I was Polyphony Digital. Like, if I was making Gran Turismo 8 and I saw that, I'd be like, oh my god, dude, we are fucked.
I'd be quaking.
Like, honestly, if they get a good roster there, and I'm worried that they're not, because actually the one thing about Chocobo that I think it might hold it back, I don't know why it's not called Final Fantasy Chocobo GP or whatever. Like, why not put Final Fantasy there? Because then imagine if it was just a Final Fantasy crossover kart racer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Steiner was in the trailer.
True, but the lack of saying Final Fantasy made me a little bit weird of just being like, yeah, Steiner was there, but then instead of having, like, a Vivi, it was like, here's just the Red Mage.
Yeah.
So, I hope that's cool, but I must say, I want to know more about that, because I feel like depending on who's making that could feel really mobile, really fast.
Yeah. Though, I still think it's kind of funny that I'm pretty sure that might be my highlight of the direct.
Oh, no, that can't be true. Really?
A little bit. I mean, like, Bayo looked cool, but Bayo, I have a very love-hate relationship with Bayo. I can't work out if I like it or not. The gameplay looked very different, so, like, to 1 and 2. Like, summoning all the monsters and, like, all the demons and stuff.
Yeah, I will say, if anything, Platinum did a very good job of making Bayonetta 3 not have the same problem I have with, like, Splatoon. Or, like, Bayonetta 3, you see, like, okay, this game's had a lot of work put into it to make it feel different.
Yeah. Because 2 definitely felt very similar.
Are you much of a Smash person at all? Because I'm surprised no one here has really talked too deeply about Smash.
I like Smash in the way that Sakurai intended it. Like,
okay.
I like it with friends.
The Lord's way.
Yeah, I like it with friends, all items on, pissing about, having fun.
I'm in the exact same boat. I think they should have announced yesterday that there would be no Smash reveal. I think having Smash show up as just a "we'll see you next month" was just like a total like, oh, because like I feel like half of everything we heard leading up to the Direct today was final Smash reveal and Kirby. Like that was like it was it. Like, those were the 2 big things people wanted to hear about.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I do have a little bit of hope that the reason it's getting its own final thing is it will be an announcement and a release. I think that would be a really big pop if like it's in the beginning of October, so you haven't gotten the big fall games yet. People are still freaking out, and they're not going to expect that the last fighter isn't Nahabino. It's actually Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding.
No, it's gonna be Adol from the East series. He's gonna come in.
Oh
he's gonna be an anime slug boy, and everybody's gonna go, "Who the hell is this?"
Just think though, every one of his skins could be a different Adol from a different Ys game.
I really want.
Man.
I really want. If he runs into you, he deals damage. Like, put the bump system in.
I don't
mechanic.
think you could get more of a classic RPG win than that, and it would just even more be funny because then all of the Tales fans who are pissed that Lloyd's Mii costume returned, man, his fate was sealed. But like, yeah, as a big Ys fan, I think that would be absolutely awesome. But like, especially because when you think about it, of like, because Trails of Cold Steel is way bigger than Ys, so there's no reason to actually make it that the case. But it's like, no, that would be a Sakurai move. That would be like the move that makes sense. Pick an SMT5 character, pick a Trails of Cold Steel or any Trails game or whatever, and be like, no, I'm gonna get like specifically Ys Book 1 and 2 Adol. Like that's what I'm gonna get.
Oh, like guy who just doesn't use his sword, just directly runs into people. It'd be great.
And he'll make a mode that the only way you can actually do it or unlock him early, much like the Sephiroth boss fight, is you have to play and finish the entire first game in Smash Brothers.
Oh god. Hey, it's only 4 hours.
No, but it would have to teach a lot of people about top-down RPGs, though.
Yeah, true. Oh, that would be great.
Now, we've talked about the very specific Weeby stuff. Did you have any other surprise? Were you offended by the lack of Mega Drive?
Yeah. I did stream it to just a couple of my friends. It was just like, what the hell's a Genesis?
I will say, I thought it would have been a lot cooler if they leaned into the regional thing, like how the Konami games do with their collection, of like, we're going to do 10 Genesis games, but then we're going to do 10... Or, no, they could have cheaped out, where they're like 20 Genesis games and 20 Mega Drive games. They're still the same game, but the art you select at the beginning is different, and they only run at 50 frames.
Oh, wonderful. Just how Father Sega intended.
Yeah, it was curated like the PlayStation Classic.
Oh god, the PlayStation Classic was great because it was like, oh, they're only 50 hertz, but also the chipset like that we're using isn't good enough to run the games, so they're only like 48 frames.
Yeah, I always said Tekken 1 is best experienced at 13 frames. It's just as Harada intended.
Yeah. It's how all fighting games should be played, to be honest. You ever played JoJo All-Star Battle? Like, they knew what was up.
Oh, I unironically love All-Star Battle, but unfortunately it meant
it's great.
It unfortunately meant that then Eyes of Heaven could never live up to it, and the last JoJo game we ever played is just a trashy arena fighter.
Yeah, ugh.
Well, any other final things before we transition out of here? I think we got like 2 people left.
Yeah, I guess Castlevania is cool, but I have no idea why Dracula X is there.
So I saw that it's out, but I haven't looked. Is the final release literally just the 3 GBA games and Dracula X?
It looks like it. I've just got it downloaded on my Switch.
That's
hold on.
absolutely bizarre. So I was talking about this with Gnarly yesterday, ironically, because I was telling him, hey, you announced you're doing a Castlevania video. They're literally just about to put this out like any day now. And he's like, all right, I got my footage. But I was telling him about Dracula X being there, and he's like, didn't they already port Dracula X to everything? And everyone forgets that Dracula X has only been playable in the PlayStation collection with Symphony of the Night, and that's only on PlayStation. And actually...
Wait, is that Dracula X, or is that Rondo of Blood?
That's Rondo. That's Rondo of Blood, but it's the PSP port of Dracula X. So it's like it's got some like iffy wonkiness to it, whereas this one is made by M2, and this is the straight up TurboGrafx CD version of Dracula X. So this is the legit no Super Nintendo BS version.
No, this is the Super Nintendo Dracula X, I think.
No, I assumed that they would get the good original one. Why would they get the Super Nintendo?
I'm pretty sure, I only glimpsed at it briefly, but I'm pretty sure based off like the health bar, I'm pretty sure it's the Super Nintendo version.
I trust him to at least like include both. Don't just do one. That's the worst part is like having like Dracula X from Super Nintendo comparing it to the TurboGrafx version is just so not fair.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Gamatsu article now. It's just the Super Nintendo version. I don't know why it's here.
So it is. So on the article, does it say it's just those 4 games?
Yeah, it's Castlevania Dracula X is the reimagination of the cult action game Castlevania Rondo of Blood.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just the SNES version.
Do you think they were just like, hey, we charged $20 for the last collection, which had like 8 games. Should we include all the DS games in this too? And they were like, nah. Just do the 3 GBA games and the Super Nintendo game no one likes. That's
working in like touchscreen and microphone integration would be too much.
Well, you know they're gonna do it, but like that took way too long to come out. That really sucks. I mean, I'll still recommend it, and like I'll get the eventual physical version of it, but like I love the GBA Castlevania games, but like why only 4? Why did it take this long? And why is it the Super Nintendo version? That really sucks.
Well, you see, Spencer, we're going to get the DS collection, and it's going to have the 3DS games, and it's going to come along with the hit classic that is Castlevania Judgment.
You know, I was looking at this, actually. I have a physical copy of the HD version of Mirror of Fate, the 3DS Castlevania. I need to play that, because I'm like, I actually like Mercury Steam. Like, I wonder if that game is as bad as everyone says it was.
I started Mirror of Fate. It's very linear.
I mean, like, and that's fine. Like, at the end of the day, it's still a Castlevania game.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's trying to be Metroidvania, but if you look at the map, it's one long strip.
I will say, like, the character models look really bad. They're really chunky.
Yeah, though it's got a cool Simon design. Like, if you find the concept art for Simon, I really like him with like the white fur.
I like just everyone in the Discord chat is like, here's everything Nintendo announced but did not give us. So thank you, Discord chat. It's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, Craft.
Oh, there's some Met game. Yeah, I'll peace out.
No, I was gonna say, do you want to promote your channel and all your other stuff, because you're one of the people I know who do stuff like this?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you can find me on Craftium on YouTube. I've got I put out 2 very short things recently. I finally got my SMT free review out.
Nice.
And I've done got that finally finished.
Hey, you beat Ozzy. You beat Ozzy's review, so you got that under your belt.
I did it. But I also did a Nayuta no Kiseki or Nayuta Boundless Trails, as it's going to be called when it comes out over here. Like I did a sort of review of the PS4 like remaster of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to check that out, you can find me at Craftium. But other than that, I've not got too much going on there at the moment. But I have got a holiday coming up, so I'm gonna be putting my nose to the grindstone on that. So please be excited.
Well, good luck, man. Thank you for popping in, and thank you for waiting.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, also, because because I know Driz wanted to say it too, and I want to back him up. Yeah, play Sin and Punishment, guys.
Oh yeah, that was the one N64 game that was there. It was like, okay, that's a great one, because people did not play Sin and Punishment 1. That game is an absolute classic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can bring him in really fast. Driz, #1 Sin and Punishment 2 fan. What'd you think of that Nintendo Direct? Oh, can you hear us?
Me?
Yep, now we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Yeah, I was about to blame Craftium if he didn't say shit about Sin and Punishment. Man. I was about to flame him, bro. I was tagging him and everything, but yeah, I was like, I was pretty much just like, okay, I hope they have Sin and Punishment as the first lineup, because that game is like the only good N64 game besides like Majora's Mask Ocarina, and I don't even know, because like the N64, just like I think Spencer said it before, it's not really good for exclusives, and there was a lot of droughts.
I'm gonna call it right now. By the end of 2022, Nintendo will get so desperate for N64 games on Switch Online, they'll put Quest 64.
Oh no.
No, no. Bro, at least me and Craftian won in the end. Either way, we got Sin and Punishment on Switch, so y'all have no excuse to play this motherfucking game. So,
and yet the world refused to change.
Ben literally said sleep and punishment.
Someone mentioned something about Bowser, and especially the Jack Black thing. This is a very important question I need everyone's thoughts on. I don't know if you all are aware of this, but you guys know that the gay community loves Bowser, right?
Wait, what?
Bowser is really big in the gay community. Like, of the, like, hey, are you like a bear? Do you like watching like guys who will like look like Barry from TMS in like sexual situations? Like 100% Bowser's like big in that community.
Believe that. I believe that completely.
For real.
Bloody hell.
Yo, seriously, yeah.
Because Bowser's a cat. She's a great single dad.
Yeah, it's true. He is a good single dad.
It's the spikes. Ben said it's the spikes.
I don't know. Here's a good question. Do we count that as I don't count Bowser as a furry because he's a turtle.
He's a scaly.
Yeah, he's a scaly. He's a Gex. He's just a Gex person. But no, so my thing with that is now, if Jack Black is not terrible in the movie, then does that mean that Jack Black will now just be inundated with gay Bowser porn of Jack Black Bowser? How long? All right, here's the real question of the night. How long? And I thank you, Elite Forbin.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
I need people to like. We need to make bets right now. How long? What's the over under until Jack Black is making love with his version of Bowser? That's what I need to know. I would have said
5 minutes.
I was gonna say I'm thinking today more than 2 weeks.
That's gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes is probably a good bet.
I love that
10
apparently
minutes
I'm the
for
only one
detail.
who knew this. I'm the only sad, deranged man who knew this on here.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense.
See, I learned about
a lot,
this.
actually.
I learned about this probably like 2014 or so. I had a friend of a friend who was really big into like specifically just Bowser. And I would ask him about it. It's like what? Why are you into him so much? And he was like, you know how like some people in the gay community really love like Disney villain princesses, like Disney queens. Like I was like, okay, I can kind of see that, but the Bowser Connect I never made. Like I'm aware it's a thing, but I'm not especially sure.
I mean, he's just a fat hot daddy.
He's a good dad. He's a terrible villain, but he's a great dad. Unless you're talking about Bowser's Fury.
I've been laughing about it all day, like ever since it happened. I'm sorry, I was like all giddity during our little part of the podcast, but I was like, you can't make that up.
No, you cannot. Last but not least, we got 2 people left that will hopefully not talk about Bowser, Jack Black porn. Epoch.
What up, my dude?
Tell me something you were thinking about.
Jack Black already plays a gay character in Psychonauts 2, man. He's down for it.
Spoilers, dude. Spoilers, man.
Damn. Okay, fine. But the direct, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. ActRaiser was like fucking mind shocking.
Yeah, I'm not the only old man in here. Okay, good. ActRaiser.
Holy.
We can't just say. By the way, we can't just say ActRaiser coming back. Holy shit, ActRaiser's out. A new ActRaiser game is just out.
Crazy. Like what the fuck?
I hope it's good. I really hope it's good.
It's ActRaiser 1, so it should be good unless they totally screwed it up. But I mean, if they're doing the thing like they did with the Trails of Mana, like that was a pretty good remake, and like this seems a bit more like
this seems more to me like the Adventure or Secret, where it's like we made a game over the old game.
Yeah, I agree. That's what it seems like. But it's crazy that they're pulling that back, and thank God they're not doing 2. Fucking assholes making 2. Ugh.
So, does anyone else remember Soul Seraph, the Sega ActRaiser spiritual successor that no one liked?
I'm thinking of Soul. The hell is that? Like that. Now my old man brain's not working right.
So basically, Sega and Ace Team, the guys who do the Boulder Rock and whatever, Roll a Rock Down the Hill games, they made a game with some people from...
Oh my god, yes, I remember this.
They made a game with some of the original ActRaiser team, and they were hyping it up as the spiritual successor to ActRaiser, and it came out and everyone was like... It made a budget... It made budget look budget. It was very, very disappointing, sadly.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys already talk about how it's kind of disappointing that they didn't show the SMT5 trailer from Japan?
We talked about it before. We were like, it's a cool trailer, but at the end of the day, it was a minute, and it showed really nothing. Like it was not going to get anyone in. Oh, thank God. Okay, a couple more things we've learned about ActRaiser that makes way more sense now. It is a mobile game, which I kind of thought while looking at it. It definitely gave me mobile vibes, but it is on PS4 as well as PC and Switch. So at least there's a $30.
$30? Oh,
$30.
That's
a lot.
Some Square Enix tax. I think.
It's for a SNES, like a remaster of a SNES game.
Oh, see, but then they know how to get us though. Literally,
that's true, because I'm still probably gonna buy it.
The second bullet point: 15 brand new tracks by Yuzuko Shiro on top of the original soundtrack.
Yuzuko Shiro tweeted the other day saying, like, I can finally reveal that ActRaiser is out, like ActRaiser, and my songs are in it too. Like, great, fucking hell, let's do this.
What a weird time to be alive. But like, see, the thing that sucks about ActRaiser like coming back is like that's again like kind of one of those things of like. That's cool, but like I promise no one's gonna be talking about this game like a month from now. Like that's just for the.
I'll think about it. Still.
Yeah, but like so like I hope it's great. Like I hope it's good. But like I think it's shadow dropping being a digital $30 only game. Like I think it knows what it's doing. It's not like trying to like blow up the world. But I'm glad they included it. The art looks amazing. I think the 3D models look kind of jank, but like the art looks great.
Is this the first Enix game that like Square's remastered outside of like Dragon Quest?
Yeah, if we're not counting Dragon Quest, yeah, this would be the first just Enix game back in the day.
Huh. Bring back the Quintet trilogy. Like we never got Terranigma here in the States.
The rights for all those games apparently is a huge disaster. That's all I know.
Wait, I thought is it still not just owned by Square and Enix? Like
there's some stuff of like some of the creative team had development rights for it. I know that like because they've wanted to do it, but like it's one of those things if it's super niche and it probably doesn't have enough money. But yeah, those games are great, especially Terranigma. Terranigma is amazing.
Yeah. Terranigma, Soul Blazer, and Illusion of... No, not Illusion of God.
Illusion of God is a very different game.
Yeah, Secret of Evermore. Jeez.
All right, any other last things? I think we got one more person, and then I'm gonna...
I imagine you guys talk about Bayonetta. One other thing. That $50 like Genesis controller... What are they doing?
Wild.
$50. Like, okay, you can... I'm gonna be that guy, but you can get like the Retrobit controller that's licensed by Sega, has 6 buttons, works with the Switch, and is like ergonomically better for like $20 to $30.
God, I just forgot. Is the one that Nintendo's putting out only a 3-button?
It's a 3-button controller.
Who has nostalgia?
What are they doing?
Oh my god. Okay, so I will say this: I will probably buy it. If not,
it says
Sega on it though. Still,
no. Yeah, that's the thing. I almost want to buy it just for the box because it's like it's a Nintendo published and made Sega controller. It's so weird.
$50 is highway robbery.
But if you remember, the Super Nintendo controllers got clearanced really fast because no one wanted the Super Nintendo. And if people didn't want Super Nintendo controllers,
they
definitely
sure as hell don't want the
Genesis
controller. Like I said, get the Retrobit controllers. They even have colors that you can get. Come on.
Now here's the real question though. Will the N64 stick be trash?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, probably.
For $50
it'll break
though.
it'll break in
that
like
shit'll drift.
You play Mario Party.
It has to be. 'Cause that's the truth of the
I was gonna say,
experience.
what are the chances that it comes with the What is the chance that it comes with the Mario Party glove, the lawsuit glove?
Comes with a replacement stick.
Oh man, they gotta bring it in because they don't want to get the lawsuit again. Like, we fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
All right, I'm gonna get Jag in here, and then I'm gonna have one last question for all of you guys before I get the heck out of here. So, Jag, if you want to come in, and everyone else wants to sit quietly and think how much Nintendo's gonna make them pay to play Sin and Punishment, that's their job now.
Get the Wii U version.
Already did.
He is right. Give you play it on anything.
All right, so Jag, you made it. We streamed somehow way longer than I had planned, but you're here. Did you check out the Direct?
I was watching it. Yes.
Was it worth watching at work? That's my because when I watched it, I was like, I would have been cool missing this.
I'm fucking shaking from
Really?
Bayonetta.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, see, like I
Yeah,
think
that fucking hits me hard because I fucking love Bayonetta. Like there was some other cool shit there, but fucking Bayonetta is what fucking pushed it for me.
it was great. Like they had a lot of really good stuff there. I just think it was a really poor.
Like I wasn't expecting N64. I was expecting Game Boy. N64 caught me off guard, and then Mega Drive.
Weird mixed feelings, but like. The Bayonetta thing I think is great, but it's also one of those ones of like it's been so long coming. But like if you want to get into it, like what are some things that you like that you saw? Because we've been jerking off Bayonetta without really talking about the game.
I'll fucking jerk off Bayonetta. I mean,
she would make us pay for it though. That's just the kind of girl she
out
is.
of context, Jagingus. Fucking oh my god, the fucking Astral Chain fake out.
Oh my god, yeah. I was like, please do not just be another... Like, I know that, like, Platinum does a lot of good...
I still need to beat that game, too. I haven't beat it yet.
Astral Chain is the only Platinum game I do not own or have ever touched.
I got it, like, a bit after launch, and I mean, I like what I've played so far. I need to make time for it again, because I liked it so far. It was pretty good.
I heard it's got cats. People tell me it's got good cats, and it's by the Metal Gear Rising director, so I'm like, oh, that's good. Good enough for me.
Oh, I didn't realize that, so I can see it though.
Also, I'm gonna be that guy, but unless you want to come on mic and defend yourself, actually, the director of Scalebound was going to be Kamiya. I think the director of Bayo 3 is just the director of Bayo 2.
He is the director of Bayo 3, and like so from what I was reading, and on like one of the crazy discords, like he was also like Kamiya was the director of like Scalebound, but that other I even forgot his name. He was working under him on Scalebound as like kind of like the side guy there for that one.
Yeah, they have a lot of co-directors because I think at this point, even if like Kamiya, like I feel like Kamiya hasn't really directed a game in a really long time. Like the last time I remember him feeling involved was like Wonderful 101. He's very much of that producer role.
Yeah, he's mostly focusing on Project GG right now anyway, and then Soul Cresta.
That's done though. Like literally that game is done. Soul Cresta
yeah, so
is
it's
done.
mostly Project GG, the Ultraman game.
But yeah, so Jag, you loved Bayonetta, so then I have to ask then, to be Mr. Cynical, what did you not like? What was there one thing besides Chris Pratt's face where you like, I don't want this here?
I mean, honestly, I was looking at that cast and I was just kind of like laughing at it. I'm intrigued by Jack Black, though. I cannot lie. I'm intrigued.
Not Key being Toad?
That, I don't know what to think.
I will say, weird to tie
Black.
him.
I'm intrigued by Michael.
I know that this would be like way too much of a low, cheap blow. I think it would have been funnier if all of the Toads were just Key and Peele. Like if they just committed to Key. No, okay, I'll give them.
They were just the Toy Story 4 characters.
Exactly. They have one chance to make
them.
good on this. Secret voice casting choice. A post-credit scene. Toad is coming back from the final battle with Bowser in a secret Daddy Dom chamber, and Toad is just exhausted. He's coming home, and we see Toadette from behind, and he's like, Toad, I'm so happy to see you. And then you see Toadet's voiced by Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, voiced by Toadette.
The perfect power couple.
Yeah, exactly. Because at least that it would be like, oh, that's funny. Because like they're not like they have to do everything together, but I think just like they've just done so many fun, awesome things together. It's like it would be.
And then they get their own spin-off.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Yeah,
This is Illumination, so they would pull a Minions with that shit. You know it.
So, we just got a Steelbook tag. Oh, baby! How much you want to bet that Triangle Strategy Steelbook is not coming to the West? That looks really hot. That looks really hot, everybody.
I didn't expect them to actually call it Triangle Strategy.
I 1000% did. Now, Jack, you're the last one in here, so I gotta, and everyone here is getting this question. I want you to know, and including the YouTube chat, I'm very disappointed in all of you.
Oh boy.
Because no one here wanted to talk to me about the Hyrule Warriors DLC coming out next month.
I still haven't even fucking played it, dude. I haven't even I like started a bit of the original Hyrule Warriors, and then that's it. That's all I've done so far.
Age of Calamity, you don't even need to play the first one.
Oh yeah, but I just want to. Just because.
Driz, you can redeem yourself if you have thoughts on Age of Calamity DLC. Yes, that's a whole thing. It's story DLC, which I can't wait for because the story of Age of Calamity is fucking bonkers. Like, I won't spoil it, but literally it's banana bonkers. And if they make it like canon, it will be extra, extra funny. So yeah, the whole thing with it is just absolutely insane. And having new playable characters is awesome. And the fact that the two scientists are like an ice climbers duo where you're playing as both of them at once, I think is a perfect choice as opposed to making them two individual. Because I think if you made them two new characters, they'd be super fucking boring. Also, Tommy, I'll let you go first to defend yourself. I don't know what you're defending yourself on, but I'll let you defend yourself. Oh, is Tommy actually not in here for her that? Let me just type that in. So, yes. Everybody play... Oh, there we go. He's there. Go do it. Defend yourself now. Nope. They left. Oh, they're back. Alright, you can defend yourself now. Nope. Maybe. Thinking about it. Getting their long rebuttal ready. While you think about getting ready, Strange Depression, what'd you think of that Nintendo Direct? Everyone's scared.
Yo, can you hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how Discord...
Discord's wild, man. It's the Wild West out here.
So, okay, my defense for not talking about how... I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Okay. My defense for not talking about Hyrule Warriors might be more inexcusable. I have not finished Breath of the Wild, and I'm playing through it right now, and I want to play Hyrule Warriors after that.
No, that's actually more excusable, because I would respect you less as a person if you wanted to spoil Breath of the Wild and played Age of Calamity first. So you're doing the right thing. So you're doing it right. You don't need to worry then.
I actually had a friend suggest doing just that, but he also has a lot of whack video game opinions, so...
No, we can't have that. No, yeah, like, honestly, the story of Age of Calamity would just seem really stupid, even by video game standards. Like, if you didn't, like, play the Breath of the Wild for context.
Bro, even the trailer looks...
And the one thing I will always, like, say with it is, like, I think it's, like, one of the best Warriors games they've ever done. Like, it's way more Breath of the Wild than a Warriors game, though, in a lot of fun ways. Of like, it's not like Hyrule Warriors 2. It's just really, really fun, stupid content. And also, if you like watching the Switch overheat, watching that game on split screen is like a thing of beauty. It's amazing, like how horrendously low the frame rate gets.
Yeah, I heard it was more towards the formula than Strikers was.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's very true. That's very, very true.
It still seems like something I'd enjoy as a Dynasty Warriors sleeper, But I mean, yeah, I got that game sitting on my bookshelf, ready to go.
I mean, you got it. At least it's not like, oh, I'm not buying it. Like, you've got it. You're waiting to play it in the right order. Yeah, there's no need to defend yourself then. You're in the right side of history. I will say this. This is a weird one. There's some grindy elements to the DLC, like if you want to unlock certain characters. So if you do buy the game and you're pretty sure you like it, buy the Season Pass as soon as possible, so that way you can kind of slowly start unlocking the DLC characters quickly.
Do you think the DLC is... I honestly just want to play it mostly for the story. Do you think the DLC is worth it in that regard?
100%. Koei Tecmo does some of the best
Gotcha.
DLC in the biz, especially for Warriors games when it's new characters and new story content. Like they never missed once with any of the Hyrule Warriors stuff, and that's like some of their best things they've ever done. The only like kind of reason I say get it early is because to unlock some of the characters, you don't just buy the DLC and then get the new characters. You have to unlock them. So, like, I had a lot of friends who 100% of the game before the DLC, and then they were like, oh shit, well now I gotta just do a bunch of boring random side quests to get the new characters as opposed to just unlock them naturally.
That's actually a concern I heard about. A little change up I want to ask you about. Do you think the DLC for Breath of the Wild is worth it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. The first one's very weird. It's definitely just a, hey, we're making a challenge mode thing, but the second one is, like, really fun. And the fun thing about those is that it really doesn't matter when you play it or buy them. I legitimately love the second DLC because its story they add is really fun, but the best part about it, honestly, is just it's some of the best puzzle design they do in the whole game. Like, they have a lot of really interesting puzzles and bosses that are just in that DLC.
Yeah, some of the puzzles in Breath of the Wild were pretty easy, but a lot of them were like making me feel like 300 IQ Sherlock doing the mental calculations. So that's really reassuring for me.
Yeah, and especially with the second DLC for Breath of the Wild, because it literally has a thing of there's no bonus fifth dungeon it unlocks. Without getting into spoilers, it turns the world into a dungeon of, like, you now need to go into areas you may have spent tons of time in, but you're now looking at them differently and with different, like, stipulations of, like, okay, you need to get this in this area, but you can't do X, Y, and Z, and it's way harder.
Got you. So yeah, I guess I'll be binging a lot of Zelda content after the Funny Apocalypse game.
Alright, well, thank you for coming in and defending yourself, and everyone else for popping into the Town Hall All Jerks Allowed Emporium. Last word, a little question by Demicro, because I've totally ignored everybody on the YouTube chat. Demicro says, do you think that they should have shown the SMT5 dub? Shown it eventually, yes. Do I think this Direct was the right place to do it? Honestly, not really. But yeah, cool Direct. It was probably more fun talking to all of you about it, so that is it. NP, we are all definitely excited to play KOTOR on modern systems. But yeah, thank you Discord people for town halling it up with me. Thank you YouTube people for watching this and my live stream being a huge disaster. So before we say goodbye, if anyone is still left in the Discord call, feel free to unmute yourself and say goodbye as long as possible, all over each other. Just keep saying goodbye.
The inmates are running the asylum now.
Jesus.
Sayonara.
Now we're in control of the podcast.
Hey, yo, bring back the Kraken.
Oh no.
Bring back the crack.